Hello everyone, it is Skyz here. Welcome back to yet another Fallout 76 video. In today's video, I have another rendition of my How to Fix series. In today's video, I want to talk about the current state of shotgun builds. As of July 9th, 2024, there are really two main types of builds. You got the meta builds, which are really mainly geared toward DPS. So, you got the one-shot Gauss rifle builds, you got the cremator builds, which need to be fucking nerfed. You got the stealth commando builds, and on the other side, you got the other builds that I personally find really fun to play, but definitely aren't meta. That would be your pistol builds and your melee builds, and shotgun builds don't really fit into either of these categories. Anytime I play my shotgun character, I feel like I'm shooting rubber duckies instead of actual bullets. The only thing that is a saving grace for these builds is the perk Enforcer, which, if you don't know, increases the ability to cripple, and, you know, with shotguns having multiple pellets, you can cripple enemies really quickly, but when it comes to damage, they don't do great in that aspect, and I have a few ways that they can fix shotgun builds, not only to make them more fun to play, but also make them more viable for players to use, because currently, as of now, I feel like it is the least, most forgotten build you can play as in the game. So, these are my ways to fix it. If you have any other ways to fix it, leave those in the comments down below. And without further ado, we're just going to jump straight on in. The most common thing I saw suggested from the official Bethesda Discord server was to simply just add Shotgun Surgeon from Fallout New Vegas, because currently the only way to actually get armor penetration on shotguns is having an anti-armor roll. Now sure, obviously there's magazines for the combat shotgun that are at armor penetration, like the Steam magazine, but it really isn't enough to keep up with the current meta of the game. Adding Shotgun Surgeon back is the only way to give shotguns a chance to be a viable option for people to use, in my opinion. So the perk should have 3 levels, just like Tank Killer, each level adding 15% armor penetration. Level 1, 15%, level 2, 30, and level 3, 45%. Bethesda has been adding new perk cards, and most recently with all the ghoul perk cards that just got leaked recently, and they all look really sick. But really, Shotgun Surgeon being added isn't really too far of a stretch. It would help shotguns immensely, and even if they just added, or even if they just modify Tank Killer to affect shotguns, it's a better situation than what we currently have. Currently in the game, as of recording in June of 2024, there are only 4 shotguns in the game right now: the pump action shotgun, double barrel combat, and Gauss shotgun. This limits your builds to shit, meh, better, and good. Adding some new shotguns that are strong and can compete with the current cremator spam meta that keeps staking XP from my melee build would just be beneficial all around the board. We have a ton of shotguns from the previous games, like the Caravan, Riot shotgun, the Winchester Widowmaker, the single action shotgun, just to name a few come to mind immediately to me personally. But this wouldn't only just add variety to shotgun builds that's desperately needed. It would also give people a reason to try shotgun builds, because currently they suck. They're terrible. We've seen Bethesda add overpowered weapons into the score pass. Now for me personally, I am against adding weapons into a score pass type system, but the weapons we have seen come into the score pass became meta for that season. We saw the auto axe and we saw the cremator just recently, so I think adding a new shotgun would be beneficial, and give fellow shotgun players a leg up, because as of now, I feel like shotgun builds are just the weakest and most unpopular build to play in the entire game. Fallout New Vegas, in my opinion, is just the best game to use shotguns in, period. They actually felt powerful, and not I was just shooting rubber duckies at my enemies, and one of the main driving factors behind this feeling I had was the different shells you could use, from slugs to dragon's breath. It actually felt like you were actually using a shotgun and not a potato launcher. So why not bring this concept into Fallout 76? Now obviously Bethesda could have a shit ton of headaches trying to add this feature in, but the ability to change shotguns and how they work fundamentally would add a ton of combinations for people to try out and give people, again, another reason to try shotgun builds, because as of now I don't see many of them. Now obviously the Gauss shotgun does not apply here whatsoever. It's already powerful enough as it is being a Gauss weapon, so it does not need this change. Now I'm not 100% sure how this would actually work, but I'm going to assume that if this was to actually come into the game, it would be something like with Prime Ammo, where you would have to change the receiver of the gun, and then you have to craft the bullets, but then you can, have these brand new effects on these shotguns. I have a few ideas of the projectiles they could add. For instance, obviously we have the regular shotgun shell. It's really strong but sucks at long range. And then we have slugs. These would add plus 25% damage to your shot and be more effective at long range at the cost of degrading your gun by 25% more. Then we have fletched shells. Same concept as the standard shell, but does overall less damage, but adds a shit ton of bleed damage to the target. The last one I personally came up with was, of course, the classic Dragon's Breath shell. It would do basically no impact damage at all, but do a fuck ton of flame damage at the cost of degrading your weapon up to 2x, and if it's really that strong, maybe even 3x the current cost as it is. I think this is the least likely way they would do it, but this would be super cool. This would be a really cool addition if they could figure out how it would work, and it would give people, again, sort of the whole theme of this video, give people a reason to play, because now the combat shotgun can now be a flamethrower, and the double barrel can now be a bleeding machine. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Those are the 3 ways I came up with on how Bethesda could do to, buff shotgun builds, because currently as they are bottom of the barrel. Fucking, you don't play them unless it's your 5th character and you want to try out something, something new. If you have any other suggestions, comment them down below. I would love to hear them. And again, that wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. If you don't have a way to fix shotguns, then by all means, comment down below your favorite Transformer. Mine is Bumblebee. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.